Well, as we've been reporting, President Trump is expected to announce new restrictions on his travel ban anytime now, as the current ban on foreign nationals from 6 Muslim-majority countries expires today. That's 90 days after it took effect. Officials haven't said which or how many countries will be affected by the new restrictions, which could take effect again as soon as tonight. And when we get the details, of course, we'll bring it to you right here on Fox News. Meanwhile, we'll talk about what we do know. Let's bring in our legal panel to discuss it. Mercedes Cohen is a Fox News legal analyst, and Rachel Self is a trial attorney and specialist in immigration and criminal defense law. Okay, very good panel. Mercedes, I'm going to start with you on this one. From what we do know, will this latest version be more legally acceptable? Also, where are the potential roadblocks?
Well, it seems clear that it's already been established that the president has significant power when it comes to ensuring that this country is safe by excluding certain aliens from coming into the country. So we already established that. We have the immigration laws that establish that clearly. Where some of the roadblocks would be was certainly with this whole notion that this was a Muslim ban. But when you think about the countries that are not on this list, and I've got it right here, we have Afghanistan that's 99% Muslim with 29 million Muslims. We have Bangladesh that's 98% Muslim with 149 Muslims. There's so many countries that are not on that list. What the executive branch has to do is to look at other countries that perhaps don't have a Muslim majority, but yet pose a threat to the United States and put them on that list. That way it can eliminate what's really been couched as a Muslim ban, but rather this is a ban that the president has the power to enforce. He has the immigration laws behind him, and certainly one to keep America safe.
Rachel, how do you see it?
Well, I think initially it was very clear that it was a Muslim ban, and he himself had come out and said that it was a Muslim ban. And then he had a very steep learning curve on what checks and balances are in this country. And so the courts stepped in, lawyers stepped in, the ACLU stepped in and said, no, Mr. President, you're not allowed to violate people's Bill of Rights protections and couch it in protecting the country, because if you're violating the Bill of Rights protections, you're breaking the law. And so at this point, I think that he has learned a lot. There's been a lot of preparation in preparing new orders when this order expires. And I think that with all of the guidance he's receiving, he's going to be able to avoid some of those pitfalls if he wants to do so. And I think that really the grand scheme here is to protect America. And it seems as though that in this present iteration, that seems to be coming down. And again, there's a lot that we don't know. But in this present iteration, it appears there are 9 countries that may be on the list, one of which is not a Muslim majority country. So, of course, legally, it'll be a lot harder to make an argument that he's targeting people that's violative of constitutional protections. Also, he's not going to be going after present visa holders in this particular iteration. It's going to be for prospective applicants, which also, if those applicants aren't able to show a bona fide tie to the United States, that he'll have a very strong argument and will have a very strong argument to prevent them from traveling here. I think that he's going to be a lot smarter this time around. He's getting a lot more guidance this time around, and hopefully we won't wind up with the same problems we had last time around.
And meanwhile, Mercedes, how does this affect the existing litigation over the first and second versions of the president's travel ban?
Well, so much could be mooted out. It really depends on what this new iteration is going to do. It could be mooted out completely, and then the courts won't have anything to really discuss. The whole issue is whether this is a Muslim ban, therefore discriminatory. That's the essence of it. If what the executive branch can show is that there's a legitimate reasons for the exclusion of these countries, that these are countries that did not abide by the extreme vetting that's necessary to keep America safe. If you have the fact that some of these individuals that are trying to seek entry into the United States have terrorist background, have a criminal background, have don't have bona fide ties to those here in the United States, those are all things that are going to be considered. And frankly, when you bundle it all together and show the court that you have a legitimate basis for what you are doing at the executive branch, and you have the laws to underline it all, then certainly they could moot it out in the court.
Well, we will find out soon once the president releases the details of his new version of that travel ban. I have to leave it there. Rachel Self, Mercedes Cohen, thanks to both of you.
Thank you. Great to be on.
Thanks for having me. Nice to see you guys.
Same here. Thank you.
Well, you know, a battle.